Hello, so I'm here today to do a video and tell you actually what is the root cause of your depersonalisation, because I think I've finally figured out what is the root cause of all depersonalisation. And you're going to think, well, everyone's different, it could be different things, but it all comes under the same umbrella thing, and that is stress. And when I used to think about stress, I used to think about external things like a job or, a relationship, stressful children, finances, things like that. Stress is an abundance of things. So stress can be things that I've mentioned before, but actually stress comes from inside of the body. And stress can be also in forms of like toxins and stress that is actually unknowingly being put on the body's function. Emotional stress can cause the same issues as stress from drinking, too much alcohol or taking drugs, because it all affects the body in a similar way. And stress actually affects how your body methylates, which is basically processes toxins, and then toxins are able to build up and cause all sorts of problems and then cause further stress, and it's just an endless cycle. So you need to find what is the root cause of your stress. And anxiety and depersonalisation can't exist without stress. Once that stress is gone, it will fade away, but it's also can be an absolute abundance of things. So as soon as you've found out what is causing you stress, then you put yourself to work on getting rid of that stress, then you will see a gradual improvement in your anxiety and depersonalisation. But it's a lot of the time about process of elimination and actually listing the things what could be causing stress in your life and going through each one and trying to heal from each thing. And it could be actually a range of things. You could be stressed from work, and also your diet, and you might have heavy metals in your body. Could be a combination of a lot of things, but you need to pick off each thing one by one and try and find what the root cause is and have treatment for each thing. And there is an absolute range of ways to reduce stress, emotionally and physically, and that's a totally different topic in itself. But just remember, you feel like this because you are stressed. Your body is stressed. Stress causes inflammation. It causes impaired function of a range of organs, your adrenals, your thyroid, your liver, your stomach, everything. And that all is connected with how the brain works, how your mental health is, and how you perform, your memory, and if this stress is constantly in the body and you haven't found out what it is and haven't started to try and get rid of it, you're just going to be in this state all the time. And that's why people stay in depersonalisation for years, because they haven't treated the right type of stress. They don't realise actually stress comes from internal as well as external, and what is in the body, as soon as it's removed, which is causing the stress, then people start to recover. I often wondered why people who had B12 injections recovered from depersonalisation. Well, actually, they had a B12 deficiency, but the science of it is B12 helps you methylate and helps you detox toxins, and they've actually upped their methylation more than the toxins are and managed to bring the toxins down, and that's helped with inflammation and how the body's being processed and how things are working, and then fixing the mental health problems. Same with cannabis. Cannabis can slow down the function of a lot of DNA and a lot of enzymes, increases dopamine. A lot of people who are stressed have high levels of dopamine because the function of their COMT does not work properly and enough to process dopamine, excess dopamine. So that dopamine is constantly risen, and then if you smoke cannabis, the dopamine is going to go up even more, causing depersonalisation. like anyone with a slow COMT function who smokes cannabis, I believe, will trigger some sort of anxiety, because their dopamine's naturally already high, and adding to that is just going to make things a whole lot worse. And also, cannabis is a bit of a neurotoxin in itself, and the body can't really process high amounts of cannabis in one sitting, so you will experience depersonalization until the body's able to process that toxin. But even if you know you're not high anymore, you still do need to fix other things in your body to lower that stress overall. So it's all just one big cycle, and sometimes it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. So find the root cause of your stress and then begin to treat it, and you will definitely see that your depersonalization will be a thing of the past.